morning students, welcome back to this new session of your second lesson regarding the historiography, Indian historiography. Before to start with this lesson, let me just to recap whatever you have learned in the last lesson, that is in the first lesson. So you have learned regarding the Western European writers, how they started writing the history. And now today we will be learning some Indian historians. Under this we will be learning the subtopics, that is regarding the tradition of Indian historiography, and second, Indian historiography, various ideological frameworks. As all of you know, that history is divided into three periods, that is regarding the ancient, medieval and modern. Now first we will be learning regarding the ancient period. In ancient India, memories of the great deeds of ancestors and archaeological lodes and memories of social transitions were preserved through recitation. You can see through the picture. That means our ancestors tried to just record the history just by telling regarding the deeds, whatever they have done in the past time, through the mouth to mouth, passing through their generation. Next, the art of whaling was known to Indians as early as 3rd millennium BC, but no one has yet been to decipher regarding the Harappan civilization, or we can say regarding the script which was written during the time of the Harappa. That means though we have just tried to find out regarding the writings of Indian history, that is in the 3rd century, but still whatever the script it had written during the time of Harappan civilization, that was not yet tried to prove properly. Now whatever the written documents found in India, that was in the written form, that is in the form of inscription. The first known specimen of writing was found on the rock inscription and stone pillar. That means whatever the inscription people started writing down, that was they have just written down on the rock as well as on the stone pillars. Even you can see the pictures. Through the picture you will get an idea during the time of the Emperor Ashoka, that is regarding the Mauryan Empire. He started writing down he wrote the inscription on the rocks or on the pillars. As all of you know, Chandragupta Maurya was the founder of the Mauryan Empire, but among the Chandragupta Maurya or Mauryan dynasty, Emperor Ashoka was one of the famous emperor, and even he tried to just spread regarding the Buddhism religion. The inscription began to occur on coins, metal, images and sculpture and copper plates from the 1st century CE. Even the inscriptions which they have started writing down, that have written down on coins, metal images, on sculptures and copper plates. They depicted dates of Indian kings, dynastic genealogies, that means they started writing the records of the kings. Then dynastic genealogies means regarding the dynasty, different dynasty. You can give you the example of Mauryan dynasty, or maybe regarding the Gupta dynasty, regarding the generation, those kings who ruled during that time, or maybe regarding the territorial extent, that means during that time how much area they have expanded, or they have just tried to extend their territorial rule. Even regarding the administration of the kingdoms, how was his administration, and even the empire. Then political events, how was the people living during that particular king, that maybe how he was treating the people, whether he was good with the people or no, he was taking the care of his subjects or no. Regarding the social organization, how was the society living during his times, people were happy with that king or no, like that. Even regarding the climate during that particular king, and even the famines. Famines means suppose if flood used to take place, or maybe if there is no rain, then how the people used to suffer during that time, and how the king used to take care during the time of famines of his subjects. Now you can just go through your lesson, page number 7, and you can see the picture. Would you like to know this? That is regarding the Sahagaura copper plate. In that they try to show regarding the copper plate which was found at Sahagaura, that is in the Uttar Pradesh at district Gorakhpur, which they try to tell there regarding the Mauryan period. The inscription on it is in the Brahmi script. The symbols known as the tree in railing, where they try to show through that pictures regarding the tree and even the mountains which at the beginning of the inscriptions which also occur on the punch mark make coins, and other symbols which looks like a structure erected on the four pillars. You can see here the pillars where they try to show regarding the granary. That means even that time the king used to just build the granary in order to just store the food grains. That means if suppose any famine used to take place, then they used to take the precautions during the time of this famine to save the food grains. So if any problems takes place, then people should not face any problems during these times of famine. Now the next topic is written sources. Epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata. These are the two famous epics in the Indian history where they try to write regarding the life history of Lord Rama and Lord Krishna, and there are the total 18 Puranas. The next is regarding the Buddhist and Jain religious texts where they try to write regarding the life history of Lord Mahavir and Gautam Buddha. As all of you know, the Gautam Buddha was the founder of the Buddhism and Lord Mahavir was the founder of Jainism. And we can see their life history in these two books, that is regarding the Jatakas and Tipitaka. Next is regarding the historical accounts by Indian authors, like how Indian authors try to maintain the accounts regarding their writings, that maybe the records of the kings or whatever the history or the event have taken place in the society. They used to try to write the record and preserve that. The next is regarding the travelogue by foreign travelers. Now under this, the foreign people used to just travel in India. They used to settle down, that maybe for 1 or 2 years. They used to observe the particular king, whoever used to rule during their time, and they used to write regarding their history. And among these, there are the two famous foreign travelers, that is the Fahin and Chuang Chang, who came from China. The next topic is Kallana. Kallana was basically a Kashmiri who wrote the book named Raj Tarangini, which was based on the history of Kashmir, and he wrote this book in Sanskrit language in the 12th century CE. His style of writing resembles the concept of modern historiography, though it was told that he was from the modern historiography, but basically the history which he wrote, that was during the medieval era. The book which was written after critically examining various sources. So the book which he wrote, that was based on the sources, whatever the sources he got through the inscriptions, coins, remains of the ancient monuments, and that is also critically examined by him. That means simply he not wrote the books without examining it by getting the different sources. Whatever the sources he tried to observe, he used to first examine that sources and then he used to write the history of that event. Now the next writer is Ziauddin Barani, who was a Muslim writer. He wrote the book Tariq-e-Firuz Shahi, which stated the purpose of historiography. According to him, it is not enough to record a ruler's valor and welfare policies. That means what he is trying to tell here is that whenever the writer is writing the history, he should not only mention the ruler's valor, whatever the great things he is doing in his life, the battles which he is trying to fight. Even historians should also write about the ruler's failings and wrong policies which resulted in his failure. That means even when he was ruling, they have to write regarding his failure. Suppose if any battle he lost or if any policy which he made, he got failure in that, even regarding that the historians have to write regarding that ruler. Next, he should write about the impact of the teaching of the wise, learned and saints on the cultural life of the people. At the same time, they have to write regarding the teachings of the wise people or learned or some people who try to propagate regarding the culture of that particular era. How actually the impact took place on the people. Now next is Babur. All of you know Babur was the founder of the Muslim era. He wrote the book Tuzuk-e-Babari, which is very famous, where he tried to describe regarding the battles fought by him, that how many battles he tried to fought, and then he recorded the minute observation about the various regions and the cities he visited. That means whenever he tried to visit any new area, he used to just do the observation, minute observation of that area and even the cities, and he tried to record the things regarding that area. At the same time, we also get the information about the local economy, the how was a trading business going on at the local level, then which type of customs people used to follow. If we just wanted to talk regarding now Muslim era, there was a parda system, and even the flora of that area. Flora means how much the environment was good. Regarding the Abul Fazl. Abul Fazl wrote the book Akbarnama, where he tried to write regarding the life history of King Akbar. That was actually the characteristics of his historiography, where he tried to analyze regarding the historical information based on authentic documents. That means whatever he tried to write regarding Akbar, he wrote with the authentic proof. That means when he got the proof in his hand, then he tried to write regarding the history. And even he tried to scrutinize all the information to verify it. And even his method is devoid of prejudice of and hence realistic. That means he not just like for the sake of writing that history, he tried to just prove that thing whatever he tried to write, which was actually in real sense, and then he started writing regarding the history. Next topic is Bakr. This is a very important topic in your lesson, Bakr, where you can get the question related to this topic. Now Bakr means a historical document which tried to contain eulogies of the heroes. That means they try to explain regarding the deeds, whatever they have done in their life, great deeds we can say here, and even regarding the stories of historic events, even the battles which they fought, or maybe the lives of that great man. That may be regarding the life history of that person. The next topic is under the Bakr is regarding the information chronicled in Bakr. Now Marathi Bakrs are of various types. Sabasat Bakr, which was written by Krishnaji Anand Sabasat during the reign of Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj, is very important for getting the information about the rule of even Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, like how he tried to rule over Maharashtra and how he tried to help the people by just thinking about their welfare. The next is regarding the Bhau Sahibanchi Bakr, which describes the battle of the Panipat. Another Bakr is entitled Panipatchi Bakr, which is also about the same event. And next is regarding the Holkaranchi Kaifiyat, which provides information about the Holkar's rule. The rule, that means how the Holkar people have just ruled after the Rajaram Maharaj or their generation, and even regarding their contribution to the Maratha rule. Now the various types of Bakr. The first is the state administration by the kings. Second, biographies of the kings regarding their life history. Then third, dynastic history regarding their generation. Fourth is regarding the autobiographies regarding grievances, whatever the problems people used to face and how the king used to solve regarding, they have written in his autobiographies. The next is regarding the history of the sect, different types of sects. The descriptions of events. There's various types of events which took place during that time, and next is regarding the based on mythology. Even here they try to just use some mythology. That means mythology means the stories which they try to tell that won't be true all the time. Maybe something they are just trying to add in that extra. We have learned regarding the ancient historiography, then regarding the medieval period historiography, and the various writers who try to write regarding the history during that particular period. And the next topic which you have learned is regarding the Bakr. What do we mean by Bakr, and how many types of Bakr are there, and who are the writers who try to write this Bakr. Okay.